Hello and a very good evening. Should I say a good evening or should I wish you a happy budget day? The Union Budget 2024-2025 is out, and I'm sure you have all the reasons to smile. I'm sure you have all the reasons to go through the every detail in the fine print of the budget to understand how much this is benefiting you. After all, we are all stakeholders of Viksit Bharat, Vikas, and Viksit Bharat. We are all stakeholders, right? So, if we are stakeholders and if this union budget is ours, and if we have to decode this budget 2024, I have squarely broken it down in five sectors. Sector jobs, then you have price rise, then you have promises like bullet train, then you have promises like black money. Oops, did they promise about black money in budget 24-25? And also, if I have to break it down to women, now, these are five principal sectors. If we focus on, it would also in a way give us a sense as what we should be expecting out of this budget and how this budget can address our expectations. What we expect from the government, what we expect from the budget, it's secondary. Like always, we are secondary. But if you, even after being the secondary stakeholder of Vikas and Viksit Bharat, if the expectations have to be met by budget 2024-25, how much does it do? That's exactly what you should be understanding. Now, first thing first, we also have to understand what is this budget? Is this budget an assurance? Is this budget a guarantee? Is this budget a commitment? Is this budget a target? Or is this budget just a proposal? Now, before we proceed any further, and I would ask the visuals on, I would first thing first show you a document. Now, this is nothing but budget 2023-2024. I love going through documents. Now, once you're talking about budget 2024-2025, it is very much imperative to go back to the hindsight. How is our hindsight? And this is budget 2023-2024. Now, these are the key highlights of the budget. A budget which was presented by the same Prime Minister Narendra Modi government, by the same Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, inside the same parliament, which is the democracy where people's representatives are there and people are ought to get the utmost representation. Their aspirations are meant to be represented over there. At that same very temple of democracy, this budget was presented in 2023-2024. Now, I just want to go through a couple of budget 2023. In 2023, Nirmala Sitharaman, Finance Minister, has said that in order to reach the last mile, building on the success of the aspirational district program the government has launched is one of their prime agenda. Proposed an outlay of 15,000 crore rupees for newly launched Pradhan Mantri Vulnerable Tribal Group over the next 3 years to improve socio-economic conditions of the vulnerable tribal groups. Outlay of Prime Minister Awas Yojana was enhanced by 66% to 79,000 crore rupees. In the next 3 years, the center plans to hire 38,800 teachers and support staff for 740 Ekalavya model residential schools, which will cater to 3.5 lakh tribal students. It also tried highlighting that the cost for capital expenditure an increase by 33% to 10 lakh crore rupees. 50-year interest-free loan to state government will be extended for one more year, resulting in an outflow of 1.3 lakh crore rupees, planned outlay of 2.4 lakh crore towards 50 airports, heliports, water airdromes, advanced landing grounds will be revived to enhance regional air connectivity. Urban Infrastructure Development Fund will be established with an outlay of rupees 10,000 crore per annum to create urban infrastructure in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. Now, these are all the great announcements of 2023-24 budget announced by the same government right before Lok Sabha election and by the same finance minister. Now, put your hand on your heart and ask yourself this question. Have you ever cared to ask this government the question as how promises they have made in 2023-24 were finally fulfilled? Now, jobs were still a concern. Now, when you talk about jobs, the same government had also promised 2 crore jobs every year. Did they or didn't they? Fulfilled it or haven't they? And if you go to a couple of visuals which have come in 2024 from Gujarat and also Mumbai, Maharashtra. In Gujarat, a private company had opened doors for 10 aspirational positions, only 10 positions, and 20,000 people went there. That's the visual. There came a moment when people were about to fall from the balcony and there could have been a stampede like situation. In Maharashtra, for Air India's 600 position, 25,000 people applied and they had gone there. Now, these are visuals which speak a different story of Vikas and Viksit Bharat. Happening when? When you have the same government, Prime Minister Modi's government, under the regime of the same Finance Minister, Nirmala Sitharaman. Now, when you have made such proposals in 2024, stating that they would be spending 2.4 lakh crore rupees towards railways, hold on. In June 2023, which means after the budget was presented, Balasore train tragedy happened. In 2020, before the new budget was presented, which means it was still under the cover of the previous budget, because in between there was an interim budget presented by a government which was going into elections. So the country was still under the cover of the previous budget. In this year, there had been multiple train accidents. In 2024, there had been multiple train accidents. So you had a direction to spend your money, which is 2.4 lakh crore rupees. Did you or didn't you? The answer lies in actions, and actions not taken by the government or done by the government, actions which are seen on the ground. People's bodies lying scattered on the rail, bogies mangled, bogies literally climbed atop the engine, one another literally intertwined. Fantastic visuals. And these visuals also tell you a story of Vikas. Because in this story of Vikas, we are also trying to position bullet train, high speed. The tracks are still getting built. And the promise of bullet train had come many, many years back. And it's still getting built. The objective of this introduction is to give you a basic sense. Minus the tax slab, for which we are all very excited about, especially people, this budget essentially is a financial statement or proposal. It's a financial statement which is nothing but a proposal which they announced that they would be doing, like what they have done in 2023, 24, like what they have done in 2021, 2022, 2022, 2023. Year after year, they're only making announcements, but at the completion of a fiscal year, at the completion of the fiscal year, we do not get a session or budget where the government announce or would announce as what all targets they have achieved. For example, when it says that they had proposed 15,000 crore rupees for newly launched Pradhan Mantri Vulnerable Tribal Group over the next 3 years. This has been announced in 2023. So 2023 to 2024, 24 to 25, 25, right? So this year is also coming as an overlap cover of the previous budget. Now, how is this not a legitimate question to ask? Now that you're announcing a new budget, what happened to the fund which you had allocated or you had proposed to allocate after a development work which is spanning years? Thus, I say, this budget is nothing but a proposal, a financial statement, a proposal made by a government which they envision to do, not necessarily all what they have said would finally be accomplished and all targets would be ticked off. Now, is budget relevant then? If 2023 budget and what I said discourages you to focus on budget 2024, how is this budget relevant then? This budget is very much relevant primarily for one thing. This budget has dil khol ke pyar and mohabbat hai with Bihar and Andhra Pradesh. They should, they must. Bihar is also part of the country. Andhra Pradesh is also part of the country. Now, what is the catch point? The catch point is, and if you can move on to the visuals of Nitish Kumar, Chandrababu Naidu with Prime Minister Modi. The catch point is Nitish Kumar's JDU and Chandrababu Naidu's TDP together form 28 seats. 28 seats. 28 seats, very, very crucial as far as NDA alliance or NDA government at the center is concerned. Because BJP has now cut down to 240, and if they are in 240, they do not have the majority to stake claim. So thus they are dependent on alliances like TDP, JDU, LJP, RV. So all these parties together have helped BJP lead an alliance and form the government for Prime Minister Narendra Modi to continue as the Prime Minister for the third consecutive time, which is happening for the first time in 60 years. He's only, I think, the second Prime Minister in independent India to have achieved this feat. Consecutive term, fantastic. Thus we ask, is this budget and Union Budget 2024 or Appeasement Budget 2024? Because dil khol ke Bihar ko diya gaya hai, dil khol ke Andhra Pradesh ko diya gaya hai. Before we break down as what all things have been given for Bihar and Andhra Pradesh, let's play the sound bite of Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman as she laid down the budget 2024, Union Budget 2024 on the floor of the House.
Pradesh Reorganization Act. Our government has made concerted efforts to fulfill the commitments in Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act. Recognizing the state's need for the capital, recognizing the state's need for a capital, we will facilitate special financial support through multilateral development agencies. In the current financial year, 15,000 crore rupees will be arranged with additional amounts in future years. Our government is fully committed to financing and early completion of the Polavaram irrigation project, which is the lifeline for Andhra Pradesh and its farmers. This will facilitate our country's food security as well. Under the Act, Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act, for promoting industrial development, funds will be provided for essential infrastructure such as water, power, railways, and roads. In Kopparthi node on the Visakhapatnam-Chennai Industrial Corridor and Varavakal node on the Hyderabad-Bangalore Industrial Corridor. An additional allocation will be provided this year towards capital investment for economic growth. Grants for backward regions of Rayalaseema, Prakasham, North Coastal Andhra, as stated in the Act, will be provided. Amritsar-Kolkata Industrial Corridor. We will support development of an industrial node at Gaya. This corridor will catalyze industrial development of the eastern region. The industrial node at Gaya will also be a good model for developing our ancient centers of cultural importance into future centers of modern economy. This model shall showcase Vikas B, Virasat B in a growth trajectory. We will also support development of road connectivity projects, namely 1. Patna-Purnia Expressway, 2. Buxar-Bhagalpur Expressway, 3. Bodh Gaya, Rajgir, Vaishali and Darbhanga spurs, and 4. Additional 2-lane bridge over River Ganga at Buxar at a total cost of 26,000 crore rupees. Power projects, including setting up of a new 2,400 megawatt power plant at Pir Painti, will be taken up at a cost of 21,400 crore rupees. New airports, medical colleges, and sports infrastructure in Bihar will be constructed. An additional allocation to support capital investments will be provided. The requests of Bihar government for external assistance from multilateral development banks will be expedited.
So you heard Nirmala Sitharaman, 15,000 crore would be arranged for Andhra Pradesh, and she clearly said that recognizing the state's need for capital, we will facilitate special financial support through multilateral agencies. In the current financial year, rupees 15,000 crore would be arranged for Andhra Pradesh. In Bihar, 11,500 crore rupees would be given to Bihar for flood relief and development works related to floods. Now, Nitish Kumar obviously is happy. The same Nitish Kumar, quit BJP and quit NDA, saying that Bihar had been asking for a special package and also asking for a special category status denied by BJP. That's the reason he's so upset that he doesn't want to stay with them. And he also thought Congress and RJD would be more, more sensible, went in the folds of them, then again went back to NDA. And this time too, at the all-party meeting, JDU, LGP, they had all expressed their opinion that Bihar needs a special category status. Well, special category status gives you special financial assistance to in a way expedite your development work and ensure that if you are backward state, you come out of that age. But then special category status has not been given to Bihar. But what has been given to Bihar are multiple schemes, and every scheme would have funds being infused to the state. And Nitish Kumar was certainly happy about it. Here's what Kumar had said after the budget was announced.
आंदोलन पटना दिल्ली
Well, I'll ask my producer Titash to play the bite of Nitish Kumar.
तो नहीं कराया कि तुम
Kindly play the
लेकिन
bite.
हम इसके लिए लगातार बोलते रहे और इन लोगों को भी हमने कहा। तो अब एक बात हो रहा था, विशेष राज्य का दर्जा पहले से खत्म हो गया है। हम लोगों ने यही कह दिया कि विशेष राज्य का दर्जा दीजिए या विशेष अधिकार के लिए मदद दीजिए, यहाँ के लिए जो जरूरत है बिहार के लिए, क्योंकि बिहार को भी आगे बढ़ना है। तो बहुत कुछ किया है, आप जानते हैं कैसे बुरा हाल था पहले बिहार। जब हम लोग 5 से शुरू किए हैं, नवंबर 5 में, तो जो इतना काम करते हुए अब जहाँ देखिए ना कितना जगह पर जाने का रास्ता बना है, कितना ज्यादा स्कूल बना है, कितना एक एक नए नए चीजों का निर्माण हुआ है। अब पटना का ही देखिए ना, शाम के बाद कोई बाहर निकलने के लिए जाता था
तो सर आज जो घोषणा हुआ उससे आप खुश हैं ना?
सुनिए ना, सब कुछ किया गया। तो हम लोगों ने शुरू से कह दिया था ये या बिहार को विशेष तौर पर मदद करिए इसके लिए। अब उसी में उन लोगों ने कई चीजों का मदद करने का घोषणा कर दिया है। तो
आप
उससे
संतुष्ट हैं?
कहना था कि भाई असल चीज है कि हम लोगों को जो हम लोग इतना काम कर रहे हैं, तो उसमें अगर केंद्र से बहुत सारे चीजों में और ज्यादा अतिरिक्त मदद मिलेगा तो फायदा होगा। ये तो हो ही रहा है, इसलिए बिना मतलब का लोग
विशेष राज्य का दर्जा जो मांग रहे हैं,
राज्य का दर्जा का मांग अब खत्म होगा या आगे कंटिन्यू करेगा?
नहीं, हम लोग विशेष राज्य का दर्जा
जी
कह रहे थे, और अगर विशेष राज्य का दर्जा बहुत लोगों का था कि पहले से बंद कर दिया गया है इसलिए, तो उसके चलते एक सहायता के लिए बिहार के विकास के लिए मदद होना चाहिए, मदद होना चाहिए बिहार को, तो वो तो करना शुरू कर दिए ना।
आप खुश हैं?
अरे हाँ भाई, हम तो ये दोनों चीज कह ही दिए थे, एक चीज का तो शुरू हो गया।
अरे यार, आप जो है ना क्यों फ्रेम खराब कर दिया?
So good to see Nitish smiling. He always likes smiling faces. Nitish Kumar is smiling. Chandrababu Naidu, he's also smiling. But then there are other leaders who are not very happy. For example, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. Her point of argument is that Bihar and Andhra Pradesh have been given financial assistance very good. Special relief, flood relief fund has been allocated for Bihar, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, and Assam. Very good. But what about Bengal? Bengal has also been reeling with floods year after year. Bengal has also been reeling with cyclones. Every time a cyclone comes, it ravages the coastal area, and especially people settle in the Sundarban belt. So what about Bengal? There had been no announcement as far as such a relief is concerned for the state of West Bengal. And certainly, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is very, very upset, as she called it. Nothing. Budget not for poor, anti-poor, anti-people, a budget without any vision, but with a political mission, indicating that this budget has given allocations for Bihar and Andhra Pradesh because they are key allies of NDA government. And without their support, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government will not be able to either be stable, as they claim to be, or be there at the first place.
আর আর্থিক প্যাকেজ করে শুধুমাত্র অর্থ দিয়ে, মিনিস্ট্রি না দিয়ে, স্পিকার পদ না দিয়ে, শুধু সরকারকে কেন আমি দোষ দেবো? সরকারকে একটা দোষ দেবো না, যে পার্টিগুলো আছে তারা ইনভলভ, তারা এটা অ্যাকসেপ্ট করেছে। কেন করেছে? অন্ধ্রপ্রদেশ বিহারকে টাকা দিয়েছে, আমার কোনো আপত্তি নেই, তারাও আমাদের দেশ। কিন্তু একজনকে দিতে গিয়ে আর একজনকে ডিসক্রিমিনেট করা যায় না। ল ক্যানট বি ডিসক্রিমিনেটেড। ফুডের ওপরে সাবসিডি দেওয়া হয়নি, কিন্তু গোল্ড আর সিলভারের ওপরে সাবসিডি দেওয়া হয়েছে। আগের বারে আপনারা দেখেছিলেন জিরের ওপর ট্যাক্স ছিল, কিন্তু হীরের ওপর ট্যাক্স ছিল না। অর্থাৎ যেগুলো ওনাদের পছন্দ, ওনারা করে খাওয়ার সুযোগ পাবে, যার অনেক আছে সেই অনেককে আরও অনেক পাইয়ে দেওয়া, আর যারা গরিব সেই গরিব মানুষের দিকে ফিরে না তাকানো। এই বাজেট টোটাল অ্যান্টি পিপল অ্যান্ড অ্যান্টি পুয়ার। এই বাজেট হচ্ছে গরিবের বাজেট নয়, জনগণের বাজেট নয়, জনসাধারণের বাজেট নয়। একমাত্র একটা পার্টি নিজেকে খুশি করার জন্য শুধু তাদের স্বার্থে বাজেট করেছে। ইটস এ পলিটিক্যাল বায়াস বাজেট। দিস বাজেট ইজ টোটালি ডাইরেকশনলেস, অ্যান্টি পিপল, নো ভিশন, only the political mission is there. I don't see any light. It is the dark, dark and dark. পুরনো বোতলে ওই আর কি নতুন জল, নতুন রঙিন জল, শেয়ার স্ক্যাম করে।
So you heard West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. There are other reactions which you will be playing shortly. But now, let's ask a very basic question. Now, Bihar needs financial assistance. Andhra Pradesh needs financial assistance. Andhra Pradesh and Bihar, they are people out there. They're as Indians as you and me. And Vikas over there is definitely needed. And every time you talk about Vikas or you do something pertaining to Vikas, it in a way instills confidence in people. It gives the encouragement in people to believe in your vision. The question is very simple. Could this Union Budget 2024 also have announced something for Manipur? Now you might say that Tamal, you're obsessed with Manipur. Yes, I am. I'm obsessed with Manipur because I care for Manipur as much as I care for Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, Sikkim, Meghalaya, Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, and every other part of the country. I care for Manipur. And I would be obsessed with Manipur because I've been there on the ground, seen the suffering of the people and the distrust of the people. A state which is practically been divided. And no matter who says what, it is a matter of fact that the state is divided. There are people in the hills and there are people in the valley. Now, could this budget also have utilized this opportunity to extend an olive branch, infuse confidence, to instill confidence? Now, if the state is divided and there is a buffer zone, what if tomorrow you decide that I would be building these many industries as a special commission? I would do that. Even though I am the central government, you are the state government, together double engine ki sarkar, and I would help Manipur government do this. I want to set up 10 call centers over there, and 10 call centers would be employing people, talent, and there will not be any divide. Do you think that could have bridged the gap a bit? What if you had proposed assistance in form of kinds through development work, which in a way would bring both sides together? Could you have used this opportunity, or is it too much to expect? I'm sure there is a budget for northeastern part of the country, and Manipur is part of the northeastern segment, but not the entire northeastern segment had reeled with what Manipur had reeled. So to club everything together and to club Manipur under a same umbrella and let that be, how prudent is that? I'm a common human being. I'm not the prime minister, I'm not the finance minister, but I visit the ground. And when I see the people reeling with distrust and they seek trust, my personal understanding is that people had once chosen pen over sword only when once the pen was offered to them. People would only and only opt for opportunity when they have it in the platter. So if they do see opportunity for development, even if it meant both sides have to unite, you never know, they would have opted for that. But the union budget for, at least vocally, did not make a mention of Manipur, even though it did make a mention of Bihar and Andhra Pradesh. It did not make a mention of Manipur, and maybe many would say, how can you even expect? Because the Prime Minister had seldom spoken about Manipur inside the floor of the House. Only 2 occasions he has spoken about on the floor of the House. Once during the no confidence debate, which happened in 2023 during his last tenure, and in the fresh tenure after Lok Sabha member of parliament, opposition member of parliament, kept on shouting Manipur wants justice, nyay, nyay, nyay. The following day, while giving his speech in the Rajya Sabha, had spoken briefly on Manipur, assured that they are doing everything to control the situation. But could we also use the development card to bring people back into the folds of Vikas and Viksit Bharat? Haven't we done the same thing with ultras? Haven't we done the same thing with other situations where people have been motivated to abandon violence, to forego violence and come back into the mainstream of life? Only that has happened when you had given them opportunity. Likewise, if it's still living under the shadows of violence, and if it has to leave the shadow behind, the only way possible is when you give them the development they need, and when you instill the confidence through development. Not that I'm comparing Manipur with any kind of ultras, it's just an analogy. It just pains to see that the union budget can focus on Andhra Pradesh and Bihar, and they must, and let go a couple of states which have been equally affected. Like Manipur has been affected by violence, like there had been cyclones after cyclone in Bengal, and also in parts of Andhra Pradesh and Orissa. Well, tourism has been promoted in Orissa, where BJP has come to power for the first time at the state government level. Nothing about Bengal, nothing about other parts of the country. Why? You don't have places. You don't have places in Kerala. You don't have places in Maharashtra. You don't have places in Goa, places in Bengal. You don't have places in Jharkhand. And if you think you don't have places, then it's your job to develop tourism in such places by making them more tourist friendly. So Budget 2024 has been announced by the Finance Minister, by Modi government. But how much of this is an union budget and how much of this is appeasement budget is for everyone here to see. There are many reactions coming up, and as I leave you, I want to leave you with the reactions coming in from the opposition leaders, be it Akhilesh Yadav, Sanjay Singh from Aam Aadmi Party, Akhilesh Yadav from Samajwadi Party. Many reactions have come, and they are all slamming this budget. And mind it, tomorrow onwards, the discussion on the budget would happen. And parties like Trinamool Congress, Samajwadi Party would all be giving their statements. In fact, Abhishek Banerjee would be giving the opening statement on behalf of Trinamool the budget tomorrow. And we have to wait and see what happens in Lok Sabha tomorrow. But for now, there had been an all-party meeting in New Delhi where all the political parties, the opposition ones, they have attended and they have agreed on a strategy. And this strategy would reflect come tomorrow onwards. For now, with the reactions coming in from the opposition leaders, be it Akhilesh Yadav or Sanjay Singh, and once again, wish you happy budget 2024. Tomorrow, if you open the newspaper, your first intention would be to focus on the tax slab. Once you're done with that, go in print and also go through the fine print of 2023 budget. And maybe at some time, you should decide to ask the government a question. Are these all proposals? Are these only commitments? Are these only guarantees? Or are these targets? If they fail to, they would be reprimanded. Thank you. Good night and take care.
यूपी का ही देख लें तो निवेश की हालत क्या रही होगी, और जो बातें आंकड़ों के हिसाब से बड़ी बड़ी कही जाती हैं, जो इनके प्रोजेक्ट चल रहे होंगे वो प्रोजेक्ट कोई समय पर पूरा नहीं हुआ है इनका। अब मान लीजिए सरकार बचानी है तो अच्छी बात है कि बिहार को, आंध्र प्रदेश को कुछ विशेष पैकेज या विशेष योजनाओं से जोड़ा गया है, लेकिन उत्तर प्रदेश जैसा प्रदेश जो प्रधानमंत्री देता है, क्या वहाँ के किसान के लिए कुछ बड़े फैसले हैं? किसान की फसल की पैदावार, उसकी कीमत के लिए क्या कोई इंतजाम है? कहने को तो याद होगा आप सबको कि पिछली बार कहा था कि मंडी और एग्रीकल्चर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के लिए स्ट्रेंथन करने के लिए लाखों करोड़ रुपए हैं। अगर वो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर स्ट्रेंथन हुआ था तो इसका मतलब किसान की आय दोगुनी होनी चाहिए या किसान की आय बढ़नी चाहिए थी, वो तो नहीं बढ़ी। तो किसान के साथ संकट पैदा किया इन्होंने, बेरोजगारी इन्होंने बढ़ाई है। 10 साल में जो इतनी बेरोजगारी बढ़ गई उसको कैसे कम करें, और वो भी आधी अधूरी नौकरी से। आप 2 साल की, 1 साल की या कुछ ट्रेनिंग करा करके नौकरी या रोजगार का सपना दिखा रहे हैं। देश का नौजवान अपना भविष्य बनाने के लिए पक्की नौकरी चाहता है, और फिर जो आधी अधूरी नौकरी है, क्या उसमें आरक्षण होगा?
এই যে বিষয়ে কালকে আমার হাউসে যা বলার বলবো, আমি আলাদা করে কিছু বলছি না, দলের তরফ থেকে যা বলার বলা হবে। এই বাজেট সম্পূর্ণ ব্যর্থ বাজেট উইথ জিরো গ্যারেন্টি, জিরো ওয়ারেন্টি।
আর বেঙ্গলের জন্য দাদা,
বাংলাকে তো বারবার বঞ্চিত করে রেখেছে, বাংলাকে বঞ্চিত, নিপীড়িত, লাঞ্ছিত, শোষিত করে রেখেছে বিজেপি। এ তো নতুন কিছু নয়। এই যে 12টা সাংসদ পাঠিয়েছে, আজকে কি নেটফল শূন্য। শুভেন্দু অধিকারী 4 দিন আগে যে কথাটা বলেছিল, जो हमारे साथ हम उनके साथ, তো প্রমাণ করে দিল যে নিজের সরকারকে বাঁচিয়ে রাখার জন্য বিহারকে আর অন্ধ্রপ্রদেশকে, অন্য রাজ্যকে দিক, আমাদের কোনো আপত্তি নেই, কিন্তু বাংলাকে বঞ্চিত করে রেখে নয়। যে বাংলা স্বাধীনতা সংগ্রাম থেকে শুরু করে নবজাগরণের আন্দোলনকে পথ দেখিয়েছিল, দিশা দেখিয়েছিল সমস্ত দেশকে, সেই বাংলাকে যারা বঞ্চিত করে রাখছে, বাংলার মানুষ আবার জবাব দেবে।
साइंस के लीडर्स की अभी बैठक हुई 10 राजाजी मार्ग पे, क्या कुछ निर्णय लिया गया है?
देखिए, इसमें जो बजट सत्र में जो अभी बजट आया है, जिसमें कई राज्यों के साथ भेदभावपूर्ण रवैया किया गया है, राज्यों को उनका हक नहीं दिया गया है, उन सारे विषयों को लेकर तय हुआ है कि हम सरकार के खिलाफ अपना प्रोटेस्ट दर्ज कराएंगे और कल 10:30 बजे इंडिया अलायंस के जितने भी दल हैं उनके एमपीज लोकसभा राज्यसभा के वो लोग मकर द्वार पे अपना प्रोटेस्ट करेंगे।
समाजवादी पार्टी का कोई सांसद बैठक में मौजूद नहीं था, कोई कारण?
उसकी जानकारी मुझे नहीं है, वो तो वही लोग बता सकते हैं। हो सकता है कहीं व्यस्तता रही होगी, पहले से भी कई कार्यक्रम लगे होते हैं।
इसके अलावा कोई बड़ी रणनीति, क्योंकि पिछली बार ये देखा गया था कि यूनाइटेड अपोजिशन का फ्रंट सरकार को घेरते हुए नजर आया था, तो क्या बजट सेशन में भी वही?
तो बजट जो आया है जिसमें किसान की एमएसपी पे खामोशी है, अग्निवीर वाले मुद्दे पे कि पुरानी सेना की भर्ती बहाल की जाए उस पे खामोशी है। तो जिस तरह से ये बजट लाया गया है जिसके कारण से आज आपने देखा कि पूरा शेयर मार्केट धड़ाम हो गया, हर वर्ग दुखी है, परेशान है इस बजट से। तो इसलिए जरूरी यह है कि भाई अब इसको लेकर सदन में भी चर्चा करी जाए और बाहर भी इसका प्रोटेस्ट दर्ज कराया जाए। उसके बारे में विस्तार से बातचीत हुई। साथ ही साथ अरविंद केजरीवाल जी का भी मसला हम लोगों ने रखा कि उनका शुगर लेवल 36 बार 50 से नीचे जा चुका है, तो इस पे एक ज्वाइंट स्टेटमेंट जारी करने की बात और एक ज्वाइंट प्रोटेस्ट करने की बात, उस पर भी बात हमने रखी है और उस पर भी आगे फैसला होगा।